Oh, dang. We're already getting some subscriptions going on. Oh, dang. We're already getting before the stream even starts, technically, which is pretty excellent. Don't look at those messages. Oh, was this is that you getting rid of your like I subscribed cool me thing? Yep. Thanks, Amazon. Cool. Just getting all my windows arranged properly. We're gonna start in a couple of minutes, just to kind of give people a little bit to get here, so we all start at the same time. So I'd say you have. I'm also gonna silence my phone. I'd say you have a little bit of time. That's weird. Twitch just announced to me that I'm streaming. We are playing a game called The Flame in the Flood. It's a sequel to Neopets. You see that little guy over there? That's a Neopet. We we already started the Neopets Let's Play. We just have to put it on camera, apparently. Hey, Cran. I have one Neopet, and his name is Spagabags, and he's very shy. And currently has very low hit points because he got burnt by a Tyrannosaur or something. Not an ideal way to start a session of Neopets. Yes. All of your Neopet Zim, I think, would take quite a while to fully show off. Right. Spin my wheels is how I got here. Alright, we'll go until 10:32 and then we'll hit go. But yeah, this like, it was a little background. This is a really interesting game that I think I first learned about at PAX a couple of years ago. I don't remember if I won it or like bought it for super cheap or something, but yeah, the art is really interesting. The gameplay is challenging, and it's like it's not the super deepest game, but it's a really good like groove game. There you go, Alex. Yeah, it's significantly cheaper than RimWorld. If anybody wants, I can get them a copy of Neopets for $20. I got the hookup. Why does Twitch say I'm playing RimWorld? Like, I'm pretty sure I set the tag properly. Try refreshing the page. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Twitch needs to get his shit together. Okay, I think that the title of the stream was Plays RimWorld from last time, and it just doesn't update until we yeah, until I actually change it at the beginning of the stream. Are we still? Oh yeah, this is Shantae. Might look a little weird, but you'll get used to it. All right. I think that's enough people just to kind of get started. Um, so I've played a good number of hours of this game. There is an easy mode where there's checkpoints you can just go through the game from place to place. There's also like survival mode, which is the real challenge where you if you die you restart the run. One of the mechanics is that if you die, you can send things to yourself on the next run, which will be interesting. Um, but at least at this point, I'm going to start a new campaign and go from the beginning. Excuse me. There's definitely no way we're going to beat this game tonight. It's kind of long and it requires a few runs. But we should see some interesting things and possibly get a run going. And if we do well and die, then hey, it makes the next one even better. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, some of the backstory is kind of like given, and some is like kind of I don't know, not obscured, but it's not all obvious. But we begin at the Pinewood Boys and Girls Camp, and something cataclysmic and terrible has happened, and kind of mystical. Um, and we play as a character named Scout, who is a scout at the Pinewood Boys and Girls Camp, and she managed to survive this initial thing. Um, has been at the camp for a while, and for some reason, nobody has come back, and she hasn't seen another living soul for a while. She's kind of been living out at the camp uh, with dwindling supplies, kind of surviving off of nature, using what she knows. But the the supplies are running thin, and it doesn't seem like anybody's coming. This guy we see right here is Dog Friend. That's Aesop. He's a very good boy. He even helps us carry things around, which is pretty excellent. Um, and you'll notice this orange backpack here, and Aesop's got a little orange thing, and he kind of seems to be hanging around this skeleton, who I assume's been dead for a long time. But to kind of discuss that would get into some of the like specifics and spoilers of the game and stuff. So we'll see how much uh, we have to go on as we go. So we're gonna do survivalist, which is permadeath supplies, and it's just harder with stats versus traveler. It's just kind of if you want to get through the game. I haven't actually beaten this game. I've played a number of hours of it, so I know things up to a certain point, and others know things up to a certain point. Um, you can choose between two different dogs. Daisy was like a Kickstarter goal, I think. I'm gonna go with Aesop because he's my boy. With that, let's start it up. This hard mode's more fun, Nano. So Aesop finds this backpack and just kind of wandering through the woods with it. And Scout sitting here, having not seen another soul for weeks and weeks and weeks, suddenly sees this dog roll up. Puts down a backpack, and seems that he wants her to take it. And that's kind of the start. In this area, there is no time progression. In the rest of the game, there's, this sort of will slowly tick over, and these various resources down here will go down. This is mostly a game about gathering and crafting and attempting to survive and making decisions about what to pick up and what to leave behind. We'll come across all kinds of different things in the game, some of which will be useful now, some of which we might try to save for later. So yes, a fine home for a spell, but it's time to move on and see where this dog came from. Maybe there's someone else out there. Very spooky. The Black Wolf. So, these are one of our main concerns as we go along. Wolves kind of suck. We can eventually master them, but they're very scary. I can hit spacebar to do kind of a scare maneuver, but that does take down my stamina. I can also sprint, which will take down stamina as well. So you kind of have to balance between the two. Doing that like spook maneuver will chase stuff off, but only temporarily. We'll be gathering water as we go along. We have to make sure that it's safe to drink, though. Come on, good RNG. That's good RNG. The things you get at the beginning of this game are kind of randomized. And they can sometimes be like garbage, but that was actually a pretty solid group of items to get. Again, Scout's been living here for quite a while, and it's pretty much exhausted the resources. And you remember on the very first screen we saw something that said "Do not idle," which is a very important part of this game. Oh, time to hydrate. In addition to being the goodest little boy, Aesop will also point out stuff on the map that we may have missed, so he'll run over to it if we're close enough and bork at it until we pick it up. He's not very good at fighting things because he's kind of a little boy, so when the wolves come, he runs away too. Along the way, we'll have tasks that if we complete, we'll be able to get items from. This is the part of the game that I haven't talked about yet. This game sort of alternates between a survival game and a river rafting game. So, in addition to maintaining ourselves, we have to maintain and use our raft to get down the river. And that's why, you don't idle. You have to keep moving down the river, keep gathering supplies, keep trying to make your way to anybody out there. Because again, we haven't seen people for, I guess, months and months. And no, Rick and I have not had our shirtless fist fight yet. He backed down on the whole pod racer thing, but we'll see. If he steps up to me again, I may have to take him down. I think that's about it for this intro area. I'll try not to pause too often as we go along, just to keep things moving, especially since this first run is, we're going to try to get as much as we can in the bag. Oh yeah, inventory screen, goals. This is what we're looking to find. In our bag we found a radio, which again we did not have before. Inventory management is super important. We have to put stuff on the raft, or keep it with us, or put it in Aesop's bag. Spoiler alert: this is what gets sent to the next. Oh. Okay, well that's... Alright, well this run is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Apparently, even though I hit new campaign, it still passed through my last run's spoils. So that's good. We have jars coming out of our everythings. Alright, that's fine for now. Alright, to the river. One of the things I like most about this game, the sound design is really good, the ambiance is good, and there's a original soundtrack by some folk singer that you'll start hearing songs from now. As we go down the river, we can turn gently. These currents you see kind of push the boat in that direction, so we don't have really good control over the boat. If you hit spacebar, you can see the boat kind of shoves in a direction and we lose a little bit of stamina. Until we get better equipment for our... until we get better equipment for our raft, we'll be using that pole push as much as possible to try to keep ourselves out of danger. As we go down the river, there might be shopping carts kind of scattered about. These are rapids, by the way. You have even less turning. And the pole push is unpredictable in its speed. Alright. Come on. Okay. Nope. Alright, guess we're going left. Okay, sorry about that. So, 10 regions in the game. They get progressively harder and progressively colder as we go along, and they each have qualities of what kind of things you'll find. That's one of the shopping carts we're looking for. Alright, be good. Grubs. Nice. And yeah, thank you, Nightbot, for an actually semi-relevant hint. Alright, so as we're going down this river, we have to pick and choose where we stop off, and each of these icons usually has a different set of goods that you can pick up from it. We're going to stop off at a camp first, I think. See how we can do in terms of gathering supplies here. Another cache. Alright, so we got a quest to, I assume, kill a rabbit. Is it? Okay. Bunnies. You can trap bunnies in this game, and then use their meat and their hides for various different purposes. Fucking more jars. Goddamn. What are you barking at? Did I miss something? No? Yeah. By the way, the big cataclysmic event was indeed a flood, as Steve points out very correctly. Nuts and bolts. Nice. That's actually really useful. Since we do have a good amount of shit to start with, it may actually... Nope, I don't want to make tinder. We could even start trying to work over some of these little bunnies and capture them. Oh, we need a stone knife. Fuck, we need flint, right? Ass and fuck. Alright, well, we're not gonna do anything until we find some flint. Saplings, always good. Crows. They kind of look like friendos, but crows summon wolves. If you let a crow squawk for too long, they have a chance of making a wolf spawn, and that is not good. Early places have nice fires already brewing for us. Nothing. Alright. Come on, flint. No, old lumber's still good, but it's not flint. Flint? Yes! I think that's enough to make a stone knife. Just kidding, I need two. else. Alright. So this place had a lot of potential as a starting area, but, you know, I guess I passed myself supplies, but not tools. So when we're at the dock here, we can interact with our raft stash. But if you're not at the dock, you only have Aesop and your own. Again, grubs are great, jerky's great. Neither of these things will actually spoil. Dandelions are useful. We'll keep the old lumber for later. Same with this. We don't need this jar. Also, stacking of materials is really important in this game. Being efficient about your spacing. He's beeping because of, yeah, the goddamn internet box. Alright, come on. And go. And go. And... Alright, fine. Oh, dodged. Fuck, of course. Alright, so that's a good point. If you hit stuff, it hurts your raft. This is the raft's HP. If at any point I die or the raft dies on the journey, we are done. So in addition to... I don't like the woods at night. In addition to not killing ourselves, we also have to maintain the raft, and we can repair it by various means. Come on, no wolves. Be nice to me, game, and don't put any wolves in the starting area here. Just let me find a second flint. Oh, my goddamn jars. Not necessary. Oops. Whoop. Oh. Okay, so this is something to point out too. There are hazards that are hidden sometimes. There's poison oak, which gradually reduces your stats until you use some aloe on yourself. There's also ants and... Alright, yucca. There's also ants and a number of other little hazards. There's snakes. Garlic. Aloe. Oh, that's... So, there are no actual debuffs for having your, like, thirst or sleep or anything really low. It just kind of warns you. So I'll try to run it, I'll run us down before we actually settle in at some particular camp and spend the night, because we gotta get that, stone knife going. It's a sapling I missed. Thank you, Aesop. That's it. Fuck. Alright, well, even with a bunch of shit packed from the last journey, this is going to be a short run if we can't find any flint. So we'll have... Alright, so with fresh water and dandelions, you can make dandelion tea at a fire, which is good for a little bit of food as well as a good deal of hydration. Less overall than just a jar of clean water. But this is also good for various restorative things, but I think since we have 5 of them, we can probably stand to drink one. Stack all this up. We got cattails like crazy. This I want to hold on to. Probably don't need that. Cattails basically make rope, and rope is pretty essential for just about all of the things. So we'll want to hang on to as many of those as possible. Plus you can eat them. thunderstorm already. Oh boy, alright. Yep, there we go. So, being wet reduces your fatigue and your temperature faster. When it's cold, like, I'm ill-equipped for the rain right now because I'm starting to actually get cold. Oh, fuck. Do I want to chance it? Oh, alright. I was pretty proud of that dodge, actually. This is just a marina. You can do some basic raft stuff at it. Shit, just need a hardware and a framework. Oh good, but it stopped raining though. That's nice. Yeah, I am actually in the chat, nobody basically. I used my account to check to make sure that everything was running properly before we started everything up. I guess I can get some gas. Bullshit, no empty jars. No. Alright, gas is something we'll use eventually once we get the raft motor, which is hugely useful. I'll eat those grubs soon. Alright, so the goal for our next hit is going to hopefully be not to hit the marina? Jesus. Probably going to aim for that barn slash farm over there. Should have some shelter and yeah. She wasn't bleeding, she's just wet. If you're wet. Oh, you mean in the picture. This picture gets worse and worse as your stats go down. And, you know, being wet and cold and tired, it's not a good thing. If you lose all of your fatigue, you can fall asleep, and that's kind of bad in, you know, exploration, but it's very bad when you're on the raft. And if you can't find somewhere to land before you pass out, you usually wake up and your raft is fucked up and you're in the middle of rapids or something. Okay. Finally our second flint. And we've made ourselves a knife. Thankfully this goes into our tool belt and not our inventory. Usually not a good idea to ask why a girl's bleeding. Except in case of emergency. What else do we have around here? Oh, nice. The house will be useful. Is there anything behind it? We will probably end up taking a nap in this house to restore some of our energy. Yay! Those are prickers, and I didn't hurt myself on them, which is great. Ah. Hello, rabbits. Get the scoots. I'll do maybe like 3 snares. Nope. One thing I don't love about this crafting menu is that as you start to be able to, like, make more things, it comes up through the menu and pushes other stuff out of the way. It's kind of annoying. fuck it. We're going to try to get as many rabbits as possible to increase our storage capacity early. Where's your hole? Also something you shouldn't ask a girl randomly. Oh, there we go. 2, 3, there we go. Is there another hole, or did I just miss it? Sorry, bud. Oh, hold on. Yeah, why not? Let's eat our grubs. And I'm gonna need another spot for meat, huh? Nope, not that one. This is the one unfortunate part about this game, is sometimes the inventory management is a little brutal. For some reason there was a rabbit that spawned in the middle of here, so I'm not sure I'm actually going to be able to capture it, but we'll see if I can get him to come back. Oh, that was dumb. Foolish, foolish me. I don't even think I can make any bandages or anything yet. Do I have rags? I do have rags. Well, tiny cuts are annoying, but they're not the end of the world, fortunately. No, he's not going to come out to this trap either. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll be able to trap some rabbits hopefully at the next place we go. But at the moment, we do need a rest. Oh, another rabbit. Would you look at that? Where's your house? Oh, wait, did it... What? It's a magical fucking rabbit? Alright, well now it's too late to capture them anyway. Let's see. I think we're gonna run back to the raft just as we drain the last little bit of our tiredness. Oops, sorry. We're gonna stash a couple of things. These can get stacked. Consume another tea. Stack that. We'll just eat these cattails. That should do for now. Yeah. She's pretty tired. She'll be alright though. She's tough. The other thing is, I kind of want to time my sleeping, because I like traveling at the very beginning of the day. Oh yeah, it was already empty. Let's see. I could probably sleep for a good 7 hours. Yeah. we'll top off on rest. Now, oh, we're not even fully topped off. That's crazy. As we leave, we're going to hope we don't find a wolf. Dope. We didn't find a wolf. I know I can make ash cakes eventually if I have corn at fire, so I'm going to hope that I find one of those soon. I think we're good to just roll on. I love how spooky these scenes are, and like, it's actually pretty simply done in terms of the art. Like, they're just, you know, 2D layers over the top of stuff with little eyes occasionally. Good, my tiny cuts were cured, but now I'm cold. Alright, going right. Sometimes the overlays are a little annoying, because that's not actually stuff I can run into. We can also brake as we need to dodge shit floating down the river. Now I'm just cold. Ooh, campsite. We might be able to swing around to that church eventually. Fuck it, I'm just gonna pass him. There we go. We may be able to swing around to that church eventually. What? That is the smallest section of rapids I've ever seen. Excellent. Alright. Since this is a camp, we will... Ooh, nice. Stop bleeding. That's rude. First best idea would be to find where this camp's fire is. Nice. So as you can see right away, sitting in a fire starts boosting your temperature. There are certain things that you can make at a fire that are, you know, only fire craftable. Obviously, cooking things. Yeah, ash cakes. There we go. How much space do I have? I'm gonna eat this. Do ash cakes keep? I got nice and salty. Okay, cool. So it keeps forever. These I can eat. Oh, no worries, nobody. It's kind of a late start to the stream anyway, but have a good night, and I'll try not to kill Scout. I think that's about everything. I suppose we could make another dandelion tea while we're here. Butts. Guess we may as well eat one of our ash cakes. We're kind of close, and we may as well top off if we can. And then munch that. I don't actually know why, but it doesn't say +1, like, hunger. What's the skull icon? It's afflictions. If I was wet or, you know, cold or had ant bites or any of those things, it would show there. Some more yucca. Look who we have here. they go? Okay, so one of them lives back there. And there's a hole right here, so I can do this. You don't have to be particularly good at trapping to get these little guys. They sort of run directly into your traps. Case in point. Oh, you're supposed to go the other way, dude. In order to like bring him back on screen, you can kind of just go off and go back the other way. There's a shit ton of dandelions around here. Sadly, the school bus is not mobile. Take the flint, I don't need the moldy lump. The traps, once they take an animal out, are not reusable anymore. If you put the trap down and it doesn't catch anything, oh fuck. Then it like takes a little bit of durability damage, like if you don't use it fully. I don't know where. It's having a lot of difficulty with that rabbit for some reason. So I think you can put it down like 4 times or something. Where's your house? Or are you just gonna run away from me? Don't despawn yet, little buddy. Yay! Alright, good haul. One of the big reasons that I want to get a bunch of rabbits, and I'm kind of like harping on it early, is you can make like pockets and stuff for your like general inventory, as well as stuff out of like rabbit pelt and stuff. But ultimately the best plan is to make pockets. Is it in this? I don't remember. Misc? Pouch. So we'll need a stitching kit, but we did have a a fishing stop coming up pretty soon. And those usually, oh, weird. Oh, these rabbits are bugged out. What are you guys looking at? Kind of worried now for some reason. Oh yeah, and I already got the task right. Hey, sea dude. Yeah, I don't know what the explanation is for why the quests are in the mailboxes, but that's where they come from. And somehow the mailbox magically knows when I've completed the quest successfully. Don't know how that works either, but I don't sleep where the beeps are. All of the beeps from the house equipment and heaters and internet and stuff are in the basement, and I do not sleep in the basement. Somebody made it down this river, obviously. No, fuck you. Get out of here. Eventually it can be beneficial to, like, let the crows summon a wolf if you want to hunt one. But, you too. But if you don't want to fuck with wolves yet, then, it's a good idea to just leave them alone. Oh, chocolate mousse, I want some. Let's see. Okay, fish hook. Yep, I won't be able to take either of these. Alright, we'll run back to the boat. Yeah, Scout's hardcore. She's not afraid to eat grubs or, like, worms or fucking raw-ass garlic. She drinks teas made out of plants when she is ailing. Jesus, I have so many cattails. It's a good point. Most teas are indeed made out of plants. Stitching kit. And pouch. Ah, thank God. We'll hold on to this hook until we need it. But I think this is a good place to tuck in for the night, since it's already pretty late and we could use some rest. Yeah, whatever, we can deal with that tomorrow. I'll sleep for 6 hours. Right, short stream. Yeah, I will be streaming this game, but I'll be going to sleep every time Scout does, so... keep that. Okay, that's probably good for the moment. Here we go. Once you kind of get on your way and it's daytime and things are going okay... Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I didn't make it. Once you get to the daytime and things are going alright, you tend to get the, like, twangy guitar. We still have yet to get the, main theme of the game, Flame in the Flood. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Alright. Went better than expected. I'm gonna go the not rapids way. Don't fuck with me, car. Nope. Okay. Oh, I see a marina over here. I could probably make it to this guy. I might actually have enough to put a rudder on this bitch. Alright, so first things first. I need one schematic, a hardware, and a framework. I can make a frame. Don't think I can make raft hardware. Ah, do need a hammer. which I can make. Hold on. And 2 nuts and bolts. Okay. Does this also require nuts and bolts? It does not. Alright. Raft storage can be useful. Especially early game, but if you're, like, careful about it, you know, you don't have to really worry about it. Also, you can see the actual additions you get here. Like a little water purifier, an extra chunk of a car for storage. The raft shelter is great if you end up in a dangerous place. The stove is huge because you can cook stuff and you can warm up at your raft whenever you want. Sturdy frame is just more HP. The motor is a big upgrade, but you know, it requires a lot of resources. But this one, just good to have. That's so annoying. That should do it for now. We'll drink a bit more water. Somewhat soonish, we'll probably want to purify a couple more jars of water just when we have a nice opportunity to do so. But for now, we're rolling. Oh shit, it put me on the wrong side. I don't think I can make it around. Oh wait. No, I'm being taken. Yeah. Alright. To the farm we go. Yep. Oh. Wow. Right in the middle of a rapids section. That sucks. Now I think we're far enough along that we should now be wary of wolves. I think that'll... Alright, good. Fuck. And also boars. Fuck. Fuck. No. 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 Oh, shit. Boars are garbage. If they hit you, they can break a bone, which means that you have reduced move speed for a certain period of time, and you basically have to dodge them perfectly once you've broken a bone in order to get away without just being murdered. It's probably high time to start hunting some more dangerous animals, so we'll see if he is still... Are you hanging around here still? Alright, we'll do this. Alright, we're gonna take a slight risk and try to get this fucker to chase us. Come on, regenerate stamina. Hey, it's me! Remember me? Yeah! Suck it! It's a little gruesome, but at least that dude was a jerk. No, and crows. I don't want a wolf. Yeah, the, you can craft a bow, but if you're tactical about how you approach, boars and wolves and things, then you can get away with just using a trap and kind of kiting them into it. Useful. Very useful. Every time. Oh, is that polluted though? Oh no, okay. Yucca. Some more poison sumac to avoid. Is that everything around here? Guess that's everything here. It would have been really nice if they had a fire. We still have pretty good resources in terms of food, but what? What are you? Nope, come on. Oh god, please regenerate stamina. Thank you. It's the one danger in sprinting around is you might find yourself suddenly with no stamina and a crow or something that wishes to fuck you up. Let's see. Keep leaning on the dandelion tea for now a little bit. And I think we can crash here for the night. Could at least use a little bit of fatigue back. Alright, yeah, let's crash. Just give it 3 hours. Sometimes wolves can still spawn after you've already had a bad beastie on the map. This is important. That's important. Actually, we may as well while we're here. Isn't there a bunch of water around here somewhere? Oh, nope, made it up. Right. Oh my god. The video game power, like Alksprit said, of knowing exactly when you will wake up and being able to gauge the amount that you sleep in relation to how much energy you need to function. That is a superpower right there. So the river is usable, but it's also polluted. You know what? When we have the ability to gather some water and clean it in the early morning, we may as well. Charcoal that you can only get from a burnt out fire is important in making water filters. The cattails and other things are not that important, but the charcoal kind of does become the limiting factor eventually. Yeah, I mean, there's like hundreds of cars and shit floating around in the, eat this dandelion. Wait, should I? Nah, I don't need to. Hundreds of cars floating around in the water is not a good look for how safe it is to drink. Come on. Of course. You can also, I want to get in this rapid, but I don't want to hit that rock. Okay. You can also use rainwater as fresh water, obviously. And if you use a jar while it's raining, then it just collects fresh water and without having to clean it. And also, yay, we get to be on the water. Come on. Yeah! Free jerky. Kind of been neglecting it, but pretty soon we're gonna have to put some clothings together. I don't really need a marina at the moment. Oh, fuck. That was a bad hit. That was a bad hit. Okay, we're okay. Yeah, the way when you hit something like face on and you go fucking flying, it is visceral. And it's difficult to commentate because I'm worried about getting murdered. Hey, whatever quest we finished got us a free campfire, which is actually pretty useful. What's that, you guys? Pete, Jens, Romer come. Meet well, Romer. I be Zoe, he be Jens. Who the two of you? I be Scout, he be Aesop. No drool, Jens. Named critters not to eat. Nice company, well spoke. You two out here on your own? Nope. Whole forest full, critters all over. Us two only talker kind. Been this way long while, since the steady went up away. Brother, I'm actually gonna go with this. You two know where everybody went? Saw him go, waved him by. Story goes this way. Boats in the air, real big, this big. Wow. They come, take away all the steady. The steady? Parents, teachers, doctors, church mouths, all true blue, all go whoosh, till all that's left is striplings. Huh, you don't say. Babes in woods, left to fend, left to die, but no, goes to show, Sibs watch out. Help trap, help cook, knits and hair, no more, that's us. Sibs. Sibs is good backwatchers. Figured that out yourselves, eh? Now you smart like us, brain polished. Watch your back too. Then you do for others. My brother rigs up snares to hunt. Want one? Thanks much. No woe, belly's call. Time to hunt. Care take. Be seeing you. So yeah. Something very strange happened in this world, and, you know, it was a calamity, but it seems a little more mystical and a little weirder than it initially kind of looks. I don't think it's really clear how much time has elapsed in a number of these cases. It seems like some of these children are, you know, have been here forever. Some of them not, or some of these people have been here forever. Some have been not so long. I don't know if there's weird timey-wimey stuff going on, but yes, I know, trap used up. Thank you. So yeah, feral children. I guess I could get a second rabbit for one more pocket. Yeah, so even I don't know the whole, like, overarching story. Like, I know a couple of things down the road, but as you go along, it kind of seems like there's some weird shit afoot. I also like that it does the guitar pression as you keep clicking on stuff. Let's see. We'll be one of these sons of bitches. Can eat some yucca. I know. So I completely agree with you, Zim. This game has like a very, I want to say, like, cohesive aesthetic. The whole like colorful, cartoony, but also a little dark looking, and like, you know, the menu is the open journal with tabs and things, and you know, they're all little icons and stuff. Yeah, I really like the look of all of it. Oh wait, do I already have... How many rabbit furs do I have? I already have 2. That's all I need for a... Yeah, I've thought about it a little bit. We're quite cohesive. Alright, so goodbye feral children. They'll be fine, I assume. Gonna try to pick through the rest of this board before wolves show up. Bunch of flint. Some more world garlic. Don't really need it. Alright. Little inventory management before we move on, but... Right. First time... I guess that wasn't really necessary. The first time I saw this game and played it and saw the feral children, I was like, okay, so this is a little more intense than I had originally anticipated. Still need some alcohol to make a bandage. I can toss these in the boat for now. So I'll take the cattails, stack that. Alright, that should do. Depending upon how long it takes us to get to our next port of call, we may need to rest there, but... Nope. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. No. No. What's happening? That did not go so well. And yeah, Gao was the character I hoped would be the dopest, but ended up being the lamest. I guess Umaro's lamer, but... It's playing some pretty jaunty music. Aha! The quilt of Big John Boar. Big John Boar kept his own counsel, had his own opinions about things. The more facts presented proved contrary, the more he'd dig in deeper. That's what they want you to think, he'd fuss. Never rightly could say who they were supposed to be, but stayed put just the same. Nope, stop following me. Jesus. Okay. So... let's see if we can't cheese ourselves a wolf. So, here's something I wanted to show off just because it's kind of goofy. But you notice the wolf isn't paying attention to me at the moment. It kind of AI tracks you strangely, and there's a certain range it won't come past. Ah, shit. So I may have put this too close to the edge. Oh, fuck. Get murked. Ugh, we don't even have any bandages yet either. Alright, you know what? Fine. Do I have any fishing line? No. I could stitch myself up, but now to show you this screen. Bandage or stitching kit would be a really nice find, but we're gonna have to move on. We're pretty exhausted and gonna have to motor and try to find ourselves a safe haven as quickly as possible. And try not to hit stuff at the same time. Somewhere... nope. Somewhere with a bed and a fire would be real nice. But all I see so far is rapids. This is going to be tight. And then back right. Okay. I see that barn. I want it. What? Okay. Thank God we found Grandpa Chuck's farm. Strangely, churches are the ones that usually have alcohol. You'll notice that Scout is kind of, you know, not looking so good the way that she's walking at the moment. Is that... Come on. Come on. Yo. Hey. No. Oh, almost got trapped in a menu. Suck it, asshole. We really needed this place to rest, and I'm really hoping that they either have a stitching kit or maybe some alcohol. Fuck. It's a wonder this hasn't crumbled to dust. It's been a long time since this swing brought joy to anyone. Alright, I guess we're just gonna have to sleep. We'll hope that we don't get... I think it's gonna have to be an 8-hour nap. That we don't get infected or something. Oh boy, how did I become so hungry? Well, that's good. We were dying of starvation for a second, but, I don't think I paid enough attention there to how much, hunger it was getting rid of. Well, that was a little closer than I would have liked it to be. Oh, no. So we need a penicillin, or we need a moldy lump of some kind to make penicillin. Alright, just in case this raft journey goes badly, I want to make sure we've got the proper things stacked on Aesop to make the next run better. Cattails. Alright, here's hoping we find something to cure ourselves with. I don't think there's going to be anything helpful there. We'll try this camp and then hopefully maybe that marina. Because at this point, we can't stitch up our wound anymore. We're going to have to do something else. Steve door. What does that even mean? I think I'm just going to preemptively do this. Oh. I don't really have time to think about this. I'm just going to do that. Nope. I don't actually know if I've died of sepsis before. Flint and rags. Come on. Penicillin. Another jar we don't need. Flints we don't need. Sumac. I don't know if sumac tea will actually help with this, but let's try it. Medicinal draft, I guess. I don't think it helped with the sepsis. Sapling. I don't even know if I have time to try to collect that trap. Oh boy. The effects of sepsis are setting in. If not this place, then possibly the church, and maybe we'll have a chance. Unless that's that. Well, that's unfortunate. But you can now see this little record of where we stopped and how many places we went to. Uh, we got tiny cuts there. Tried to move on as much as we could. Hit there. Got bad cuts there. Sepsis there, and then died at the fish place. So yeah, I died of something new. Hooray. And for whatever reason, Aesop somehow manages to find the backpack we left last time. And bring it to the new us. We'll watch the cinematic one more time just because it's kind of cute. Thank you, Nanocarp. That is much appreciated. For scout number 1. And yeah, Elksprit, I don't know what the actual, like, background reasoning for that is, but something mystical is going on, and Aesop keeps finding us again and again and again back where we started. And brings us, you know, the things we give to ourselves in the past. So I don't know if it's... I'm going to skip the feather. I don't know if there's some weird time shit going on, or, you know... Because the dog's name is Aesop, which I kind of felt like, you know, Aesop's fables were not happy stories from which you were supposed to learn a lesson. Alright, that's not bad. Oh yeah, duh. Okay, basic tools again. We actually have a flint this time. Extra jar. What? Last time I had a good run going in this, I died of food. I don't think I ever got touched by a beastie. So finally, it's official. I have now actually played a roguelike on my channel. RimWorld isn't exactly a roguelike, but now we've actually died and had to start over, so... Congratulations, everyone. There we go. Here's one of the real songs. Watch how Aesop balances on the front, it's pretty cute. He's like, huh, huh. Got them fast feet. Come on. That's so annoying. Some of these little currents are deceptively strong or weak, so you can actually over push yourself into the wall. Before you have a rudder, you can't really turn much for worth a damn. It is the G-pad now, see, dude. It's official. Ooh, early church and a camp on this side. I like it. Get out of here, bird. Trying to follow us and alert the wolves? Ah, fucking, we get a stitching kit in the first board we find this time. Oh yeah, I guess it does kind of make sense that the alcohol's communion wine. I've not tried one to disinfect a wound with communion wine, but it's not the worst thing. Jesus heals. Hey! That's kind of useful. Free hat. That'll save us on a bunch of crafting. How many miles we went? Shit. I don't remember the number. Not many. 5.1, thank you. We don't need a rest yet, but we did get a couple of really good supplies here, so I think we're just gonna move on. Oh yeah, you saw the number? Funny enough, we still didn't find any fucking alcohol at the church. Yeah, I got pretty far along in my longest play, and I ended up dying at a difficult story thing that I'm now going to be more prepared for this time. But oh, fuck off. Oh wait, I haven't made it yet. Is it a clinic? That's going to take forever to finish. There's a million bunnies around here, at least. Oh. Wow. Crow fucking convention. Also, this board has, yeah, second flint. This board has so much on it. This is excellent. And some old lumber. Chaw. The Corvid Convent? Cordvention? Nuts and bolts are always useful. A little bit of aloe. Excuse me. We will definitely get some charcoal from the fire. Actually, anything important to cook or do right now? Nope. We could try to do some trapping here. Yeah. Now I'm like super worried about it, but we could technically make another pockets with that stitching kit. Wait, do I need... oh, I need one more. Instead of using it for healing, which I honestly think I'm going to do. However, it is now nighttime, and rabbits don't come out at night. So we're going to go hang out by the fire. Also, while you're next to a fire, scary wolves and boars won't attack you. Like, they won't come near the fire. And you can build torches out of old lumber and a couple of other things to craft so that you can have a torch and run around and like ward them off yourself. It's like not a guaranteed that they won't attack you, but probably still just above 50 for tiredness. But I have to wait until at least morning if I want to farm these rabbits. So I think we'll bite the bullet and sleep a little extra. You can hear them all instantaneously running back in. So crafting a tinder lets you relight a fire. Did you look up a couple things, Alexbrit? Also, you'll notice that this time runs while you're in your crafting menus and sitting at a fire and basically throughout the entire game. So if you're trying to quickly do inventory management, time is still ticking away. And yeah, the wikis are kind of a little hollow in terms of information they have for Flame in the Flood. And I assume TV Tropes is the same deal. Like I said, I don't know. I originally, I think, bought this game because it really reminded me of my friend Michelle. She likes indie games and like really neat aesthetics and the look of Flame in the Flood, and she's a big fan of Don't Starve. So I think I bought this to be like, I'll find out if it's a good game, and then, you know, I'll see if I want to get it for her and if she'll want it. And then I ended up playing it a fuck ton. Probably a lot more than she eventually ended up playing it, but... Oops. Alright, rabbits. I need two of you to come with me. And not in, like, a nice way. Like, some of the way it just runs directly for the trap, like, it ran past me to get to the trap is kind of strange. But good for us, at least. Alright, we'll sit for a moment. You don't actually have to sit to craft at the fire, and technically it does take longer to sit down, but I don't know. I kind of just like the idea of taking a moment as Scout to just be like, holy fuck, okay. Alright, we'll go back to the boat. And we can pick up the... oh, we already picked up the charcoal. Ultimately, rabbits are most useful for pouches and a couple other different, like, intermediary crafting item kind of things. But in order to get really good sort of gear to keep you warm, you want to go with, like, wolf or boar hide. Probably, ideally, wolf hide. So if we're looking good at a certain point as we go along, I might attempt to find a wolf or two. But we'll still need, like, we need a ton of stuff, so we'll gather whatever we find, but we probably won't focus on any clothing items until a bit later. Let's see if we can hit this wilderness area over here. Nice. Easy. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna be kind of quiet whenever the jams come on, because they're random. Yes, another stitching kit. Fuck. Alright. Dash me. There we go. Alright. You can do it again? Okay. Well, between the coursing rain falling and that boar hanging around, I think we're gonna move on. I think we got everything we needed from there. I'm gonna eat this garlic while I have a chance to. So, since I have the opportunity to show you, since it's raining, if you just use the jar, you just get fresh water. If I did that, if it wasn't raining on the dock, we would get polluted water. Alright, let's roll. Yeah, thankfully... alright, well there goes the storm. That was quick. Yeah, thankfully it's not acid rain or anything, or that would make survival much more complicated for Scout. The dude who did the tunes for this game is a folk singer whose name escapes me at the moment. Fuck, I shouldn't have risked it. He's a folk singer, and I think a number of his things went on into this game off of one of his albums, so it's definitely very check-outable. Even though that crash was a little annoying, it actually wasn't the worst thing, since we did get an alcohol. So I am right away, after having learned from last time, going to create myself a bandage. And keep that on the raft. Maybe it's also actually time to craft ourselves a spear trap. The animals don't always auto-aggress on you. Sometimes you can kind of like see them before they see you, and it's a lot easier to handle them, like the wolf we found at the last farm we were at. Alright, that's done here. Get mad dandelions. Super useful. fucking house. Hey, it's another quilt. Oh, it's Big John Boar again. Old intransigent bastard. Do we sleep here or do we move on? It might be worth it to sleep here. We can drink in the morning, or at least in a couple of hours. Alright, what else do we want to put together before we go on? Nothing, I don't think. Yeah, I know. I'm cold and it's night and it's freezing. And it is possible for a wolf to spawn outside of the house as you're in it. But I don't think one did, so that's good. And we're off. Hold on to the corns. All right. I know. At the moment, it's looking like things are going to be easy. Ugh. I think I'm going to... That camp is too far away, but this marina looks doable. I think we have enough. Alrighty, Zim. Have a good night. I hope everything goes well in the screening and such. No, I'm not going to chance it. Thank you for hanging around, and assumedly this might eventually go up on YouTube if anything interesting happens. I don't have any raft schematics, though. So you can make raft frames, and you can make raft hardware, but you can't make raft schematics, and those are the you have to like find those throughout the game. So that's unfortunate. How damaged is the raft? 80. 3 old lumber, though. That sucks. And a raft repair kit, I think, is... yeah, only 1 in the hammer. So I think we'll have to move on. I think we should be probably moving out of Region 1 into Region 2 pretty shortly. You can actually hold forward if you want to speed along, which eventually becomes a good tactic. If you're like, you know, low on health, or if you're about to fall asleep while you're rafting, you know, speeding ahead to try to find a campsite. So you at least pass out on the ground as opposed to while on the river. We're in the Belglade's Fortunes. Left? No, we can't. Ooh. It'd have been nice to also be able to hit that church, but I don't think we can get back across. Eventually, if you, you know, get a ton of stuff together, you can get a raft motor and power with gas, and you can, like, actually go back upriver if you want, or hit all the sites you want to. And you have a lot more control while you're actually rafting. But probably won't see that for a bit. Nope. We're good on sleep. That'll do for now. Oh, this is already bad. Come back right. Come back right. Even more right. Fuck. Alright, that's good. Oh, that was close. Thank God that that house hit whatever that was. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. Nope, camera is not helping me out right now. Okay. Alright, we're through Rapids 1. I think we want to get over here if possible. Can't really do anything at the marina, so... Oh, yeah. This and the church will be nice to hit on this side. They do kind of gate stuff, so it's impossible to get to everything. Thank you, Sea Dude. It had been a little while since I had played this game, when I just decided randomly... Oh yeah, those are ants, by the way. I think if I... Maybe I don't want to grab that garlic. They bite you, and you get itchy, and it takes down your stats slowly, etc. It has indeed been a while. Man, we're doing really well with sewing kits now. Would have been amazing last time, but wasn't to be. Stack this down here. You can just drink some water. Yeah, I know, right? If you stop the wound early, then it's no problem. Jesus, we have so much lumber. That's like to have 10 right now is like pretty big. It's very useful, like mid-game stuff. So to have a shit ton of them, it's good. I know, I see it, Aesop. Apparently you're immune to ants and I'm not. What are you doing? 46. Yeah, 10 lumbers is an absurd amount of lumbers. Should be just about middle of the night, if not the early morning. Good, that's when we want to roll out, if possible. We should hit the next camp by daylight and have a good deal of time to do stuff there. And if it's a church, hopefully it'll have, excuse me, maybe a fire or something. Yeah, because we could really use one. We also have a ton of food built up. You never want to say it, but it feels like a good run already. You can, in fact, drink the booze, but it has no effect on you aside from making it difficult to control your character, and you get the debuff drunk. Wait, no, I want morning. I don't think you can actually eat too many mulberries to get the scoots. I know it says it here, and I was always careful to eat them one by one, but I have yet to get the poops in this game from eating too many mulberries. It's almost morning. I guess we may as well make the stone hammer while we got the supplies, because it'll just put it in our tool belt instead of taking up inventory space. Good morning, church. Is it Sunday? I don't know. Could be Sunday. Yes, this place. Asshole, no. Is he still chasing me? This will be a good time to take out a boar anyway. Oh, shit. Thank you, Special Effects Department. I see you up there. Oh, wait, no, that was a bunny. There you are, fuckstick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ha. Boar hide, very good for a bunch of high-level crafting, as well as a couple of different clothing items that I might use. I'm wet. Hey, more alcohol. See, I told you the churches are supposed to have alcohol. And another stitching kit. Pretty sure this game was listening to us. He was a fuckstick. He snuck up on me. I was not so into that. Some clean water out of this. In fact, we can just drink. And then get some more. We can eat our grubs. Someone had a fire recently to cook a bunch of stuff, which would be really nice. I think we're gonna move on. When I message Rick that my title's gonna be Fuckstick, he's gonna be like, what happened? Oh man, there's no way I'm making it to that. How much do I want this thing? I'm going for it. we're gonna have to hard push left, or not. That was a weirdly delayed push. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess it's good that we got 150,000 things of lumber, because... What? We're gonna need a lot to repair the goddamn... Oh, I can't make it over there. We're gonna need a shit ton to repair this, raft. Okay. I think I'll be efficient about it. And do one of these. If you have, like, both of those, both wood and nuts and bolts, instead of doing minor or moderate, you can do a major repair, which instead of taking 2 in 1, I think was 1 in 1 or something, but if you make it and you use it at the marina, you can slap your shit back together. So there we go. Topped off the raft, which was kind of useful. I'm not going to bother with gas at the moment, but we'll do a little inventory management before we continue on. I'm going to save my boar hide for the moment because if we can get wolf hide, it'll be better. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we also picked up some penicillin, so that also would have saved our lives last time. Could have been useful. This is not going to be fun. I think that the land is shorter on the right side, so I'm just kind of slow walking it here to try to hit this and not hit the thing. Uh-oh, this is not fair. Wow. Okay. Yeah, penicillin is penicillin is useful, but hopefully you don't get like sepsis in the first place. No. Nope. Oh, who's that in the background? It's another creepo. Her name is Helen. Why, look at you, what a little lamb. Come in, warm yourself. Much obliged. Her gun's name is King, apparently. Are you, by chance, narratively inclined? We get so few raconteurs around here these days. Perhaps, I suppose. Make you an after. Captivate me with a story, some amusing anecdote, or melancholy tale. In return, I'll provide you this tool I've fashioned. What say you? You don't seem to be the tool-making type. Fashionableness and fecklessness don't always go hand in hand, darling. One must remain able when on one's own. You notice, I'm also pretty sure that this is a bunch of blood all over her jacket. Seems agreeable. Marvelous. Spin me a yarn. Amusing or melancholy? Share an amusing anecdote. Learned all I know from the scout guide. Skills to survive, how to treat folks proper. Taught myself reading off it. Recall it well? Page 22, maps. Maps are important. They keep us from getting lost and help us find our way. As a sapling, you'll learn to read them. Go on. To reach Redwood rank, you'll be required to make your own. Charming story, dear. Now let me fetch that spear trap doodad. Much obliged. Pleasure's mine. Dare say I'd begun to grow sour with my own company. Marvelous as my memories are, they're a mite overplayed. Do take care now. Take care. Thanks, Helen. You don't mind if I, like, root around in your house and... No, you don't have anything anyway. It's late enough. And, I believe that wolves will not go near Helen, probably for obvious reasons. You know, she's holding a gun. So, I think I can safely poke around. Ooh, and another quilt. The quilt of Hooper Harms. Not for me, Hooper Harms told each passerby right proudly. Ain't some leftover to be put in the fridge. Any concerned about Hooper's intentions didn't let it show. Townsfolk had heard him spout his notions on random topics just about each moment of every day. From the look on the pilgrims' faces, the quiet of space seemed like a blessing. Saplings, some crons. Pretty sure we're rich with fucking corn right now. Annoying. Sometimes things fall out of bounds, especially feathers, so can't get that one. Nothing over here. Alright. Yeah, no, she did not shoot us, thankfully. No. She's, Helen seems like a cool person, I guess. She's got all these windmills going on, for whatever reason, but... we can just take a sleep. This should put us through to almost morning. Yeah. Alright, we can F off. As is the custom, we'll do a little inventory maintenance. Man, we really need a fire. That would be just so helpful right now. Gently enter and not hit stuff now. What? No, raft. Ugh. Fuck. Shit. Okay. I'm fine. This is fine. It, like I said earlier, ooh, hardware store. It really sucks to navigate the river without the rudder. It just makes life so much more difficult. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 6 miles. This is a great place to find. We may have to start looking out for snacks. They are motherfuckers, and they're visible on the map always, and they rattle when you get near them, but they will still surprise me at some point, and I will get bitten somehow. Don't seem to be any snacks around here yet, though, so that's nice. Fuck off. Hey, thank you. 6 for 6. Wow, there is a shit ton of stuff here. The snack that smiles back. Oh, it's the snack that bites back, unfortunately. You know what? We're just sitting here with this jerky that we haven't eaten yet. We might as well eat it. Really, the question is, what can we do with this here workbench? We can make a metal hammer. It would be nicer to be able to make the metal steel knife. Okay, so we do need our boar hide. Good. I'm glad I kept that. Oh man. This is also some beautiful RNG, like finding a workbench early and having a shit ton of materials to actually do stuff with. Excellent. Boar's hide in the inventory. I'll throw the jar back for now. Take some of these. Oops. That should do for now. The steel knife and the steel hammer let you make more advanced equipment and stuff like that. Very useful to have. Very good to get early on, so you don't have to worry about finding stuff. And yes, raft schematic. Yes, you do definitely have time to get popcorn before the end screen nano. I think you're very safe in that. Alright, we've upgraded to steel knife now. And do we even just want to go straight for a hammer too? We've got 3 nuts and bolts. Let's see what else we find around here though first. Oops, oh I already looted it. That's empty. Open this. More nuts and bolts. A couple of fish hooks. More nuts and bolts. Fishing line. Man, it's a bonanza up in here. Oops. We'll do this. Don't really need Devil's Trumpet, so we can get rid of that. Grab this fish hook. Grab ourselves a stitching kit. Is there another fish hook? Cool. You can use cattails to insulate your basic clothing, but it's kind of a waste of stitching kits and cattails. Come back and nab grab these things in 1 sec and grab that yucca too. It is getting late, and it seems like it's gonna rain. Sumac. I want to hold on to. Okay, this is fine. I'll get this yucca because it'll stack. And try not to hit any of these brambles. Didn't actually check up here yet, I don't think. Oh, no, I did. Sometimes I'm frightened when that noise happens because that, like, twink is the same thing that the same noise it makes when bad things trademark are happening. Okay. How much sleep do we need? We're at 67. Get a 3-hour nap in. And then hopefully run past anything that's spawned outside. Yep, I'm cold. It's fine. Again. Eat this dandelion just because I feel like it. Take a moment to take stock. All right. This gas station is way down the way. I guess I'll hit this instead of the infirmary. I assume this might have better stuff than the infirmary because I'm doing alright on survival supplies at the moment. This is somewhere I'm going to have to be very aware of Wolbies at. So I'm going to go into about here and immediately put down a spear trap in case one of these motherfucks chases me. In fact, you know what? You'll notice we can build a bow. It takes a couple of like whacks with a bow to actually take out stuff. So until you have a bunch of resources, it's usually, at least in my opinion, a better idea to not mess around with the bow. Eventually the bad guys get even more up. Okay, we got a motherfucker. Yo. Bark at him, Aesop. Wake his ass up. Hey. Alright, dodged him once. Come on. Eat a trap. Come on. Eat one of my traps. Ugh, okay. I don't know why it had such difficulty actually getting in the trap, but that was kind of close. And nice that we cleared him out because this place should have a lot of good resources to grab. Including a dick ton of cattails. There's no second boar or anything around here? No? Alright. I don't need this right now. Another raft schematic, good find. Still don't need Devil's Trumpet. Guess we'll just get all these cattails. Some more yucca for the fire that I still have not found, but might actually eventually just make because I haven't found it yet. Nothing over here. Let's see if I get the poops this time. What did I miss over here? Oh. I have a ridiculous amount of cattails right now. Flint tinder and a... Oh wait. I need a flint to make a fucking fire. Ugh! I guess I won't be making a fire. Clearly I'm very surprised by the cattails. Alright. In the light of day, I think we've gotten pretty much everything that needs to be gotten here. We could see if we could make... What do we need for a leather kit? We need a rabbit hide, which we could get here, actually. Leather kits are usually required for making, like, stuff out of, boars and, that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you. Like I came out of nowhere to go ham on that trap. We still have free hat. Yeah, nice. We could make some gloves. What else would we need that boar's hide to make? So in order to make any of these, we'll need 2 kits except for gloves, boots, or hat. And to do another stitching kit, we need, or rather another leather kit. Need another rabbit hide. Alright. Worth trapping one more while we're here. What? That's a rabbit hole. No, no bad things have happened quite that recently. Oh, well, and as I say that, it starts to rain. Since we found a workbench here and had some good supplies, I figured it would be useful to... No, go in the trap. I figured it would be useful to build a couple of like mid-game items before we necessarily get there. What the fuck? Come on. It's almost time for wet. Yeah, being on the river apparently doesn't splash up enough, but oh, come on. But rain is worth it. Oh no, I don't know if a shot color is really necessary. For a pup. Alright, I'll make some boar hide gloves in that case. We cured ill-equipped. Yeah, I think that the idea is that the river is like everywhere. Like there's so much water that everything is an island, so you can't really like get away from the river exactly. You can only, you know, keep following it to whatever area you want to. Like downriver, I guess. That's pretty much Scout at the beginning of the game decides like, fuck it, I'm going downriver. But there's definitely an element of video game logic to it. Really would love to find a fire. Hopefully she's just a very good girl, and it's not necessary. How is the, like, stream and delay and everything for you, Nano, by the way? This is nice and tight. I can't see very well. Okay. Church might have a fire. Oh, a camp will definitely have a fire, though. We're gonna have to hit some rabbits for it, but let's fucking do it. Might have been able to hit that anyway, but... Ooh, and there's another gas station, by the way. Okay, so Alexpert has 9 seconds latency, which is not too bad. Oh, fudge. Did it see me? It saw me. There may have very well been more than one motherfucker over there. close they come. Oh, there are 2 fucking wolves. Come at me, bro. Is that not close enough? They're very afraid of the mailbox, I guess. Come on, motherfuckers. Yes. Am I too far away for you to get eaten by this one? I can't tell which trap went off. Did they both go off? Did I waste one somehow? I think I might have done that. That really sucks. I really want another wolf hide jacket. I need 2. Alright. It's kind of a waste of resources I don't love, but can I scare you away for a moment? Just a sec. Alright, how about now, dude? Yeah! Yeah, it definitely... maybe that's like a mechanic I didn't know about, where... Also, this wolf hide jacket is going to be such a huge boost to our cold protection. Let's see. Ooh, raft hardware and a campfire. And I already have a jerky stash. Oh, that's... It gave me that. Okay. Cool. Something to eat and drink something. And I finally have our fire, so that's a solid... It's a solid win right there. I still need another flint so I can actually make a fire, but... Here for a moment. What can I pass off? Stack this. Got so much meat. Right, I guess this is fine. Oh wait, though I should do this. I don't need the stitching kits for now. Now I want popcorn, damn. Alright, I killed 2 wolves on this map. The quilt of Television Tim. My stories is on, Television Tim told the field reps who came a-callin'. He were the kind of body liked things a particular way. When his kin offered him a bigger set, he declined because it meant moving around his furniture. When the broadcast stopped, on went taped reruns, complete with commercials. Fuck. Don't bite me. He bit me. Ow. 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 Okay. So there was another wolf. Thankfully, this time we have 150 stitching kits. Actually, wait, I don't even need to use that. Oh, I'm about to pass out. Alright, Wolf. You can... No! You're fucking kidding me. That is the most bullshit. I can't believe that happened. The moment... Well, I can come back and use it again, and then sleep at it once this rain stops. I put down the fire, Nano, to like sit at it and cook some things and sleep because we're very low on fatigue and we're very cold and stuff. And the absolute moment that I put it down, it immediately started raining. So, just absolute garbage timing. And our wolf bro is still here. He won't come this close, and when I light the fire, he'll actually back away further. Guys, I cured my wet. Alright, good night, Elksprit. I don't think I'll be going for much longer than maybe another 15 or so minutes. We just have a great need to actually use a fire and cook a bunch of shit. So many goddamn cooked meat. I have a feeling that if I go too ham, then Scout is going to meet an untimely demise in an unfortunate fashion, as opposed to making an actual mistake. We got a shit ton of food now. So we have more dandelion tea than we have water currently. I'd say... Let's see, how are we doing in fatigue? We have 6. So... 35. This is 10 and 30. I guess we'll have a little dandelion tea before we hit the sack. It's really funny that it says... Oh, wait. Yeah, right. Dandelion tea wakes you up a little bit. No, not sit. Gonna take a nap in the middle of the day. And it would seem that our wolf friend is gone. Don't really want to fuck with him. If it's possible to avoid that. And it's already getting late here again. I don't think there's anything else we need to do with this fire. Word. Good night, James Games. We'll probably be, like I said, closing up in about 10 minutes. I just wanted to do a little bit of this cooking and stuff before I forget about it tomorrow or something. Or tomorrow, whenever the next stream is. Really don't need this. Alright. Let's go hit somewhere else, hopefully before it gets too late. I have a feeling that... Oh, now it's gonna rain. This might be a bad idea, but... Oh, okay. Left. There we go. So the first stream I actually did, which was RimWorld, was Sunday. I don't think I'll be stealing both days, just because it's like it's a lot to do. And usually I'm like busy on a Friday night. Sometimes I head to the D-pad Friday nights, record, and then do Saturday there. Ooh. So there's definitely snakes here. And 2 wolves. I don't think I have the resources to fuck with these guys. Is it even worth it? I want more wolf gear. Yeah, okay. All of these require leather kits, which require additional materials. So I actually think this is one of those... this is an example of one of those moments where you just kind of have to skip something, even if you want to go in there and you know, loot everything. If you show up at the wrong time of day, then, you know, you just kind of effed. And if we just sat there for the whole day, kind of trying to wait it out and stuff like that until it actually got light in the morning, I think the wolves go elsewhere on the map, but they hang around. Ooh, can we get to the right side of the river for no rapids action? Fuck, no we can't. Okay. Cut in between these. Go left here. Yeah, it's definitely a case of risk not worth the reward, see, dude. Like, those guys would both take a spear trap each, and that would be most of the rest of my cattails and saplings. So I think I'm going to avoid that if possible. Don't you start growling, Aesop. When you start growling, I start worrying. Fuck, no. Get out of here. Bunch of alcohol. More penicillin. I think we'll sleep here. I'm gonna explore the rest of what's in here once it's light, which shouldn't take that long. And then I'll probably sleep And that's basically how you save the game. Like if you go to sleep even for an hour, it's a save. So probably do that. Okay, about drunk. Not too much else we can craft at this very moment. Getting a few more nuts and bolts is really useful. I guess I could just sleep for an hour instead of wasting the time. What is that shadow? Oh, nothing. I have this feeling that there's a boar around here, actually. Every time I see a bunny move, I'm like, oh fuck! But no. Nice. Saplings, always good. Cattails, always good to have if there's any of those. Wow. Is that it for everything around here? Alright. So I think we shall drink some water. In my like 95 jars I have now. Eat some garlic. And I guess we'll save here. Next time we can start it back up and do some maintenance with inventory and stuff like that. But getting a nap here and starting next time at pretty much full stats is going to be good. So, anyway, I hope you guys all had a good time with Flame in the Flood. Kind of, again, more of a chill game, not on the super difficult side of roguelikes, but I definitely did die already, so yeah, hope you guys had a good time. It was kind of a surprise stream since Sarah couldn't get it done tonight. I enjoyed hanging out with you too, Nano. Probably will be starting to take over Sunday nights as my actual like long stream night. We'll go like 8 to midnight or something like that. And that'll be probably going on this coming Sunday as well. For RimWorld, at least until we finish RimWorld. Yeah, at least last time I did the RimWorld stream, like I want to say 8:30 to maybe 12:30 or 1:30 even. It ended up being a pretty late stream. But I definitely on occasion might jump in and take over nights when Sarah or Rick can't stream. So, you know, rather than kind of spreading out over all the days, having the consistent time slots, you know, be consistent regardless of who's actually streaming. But yes, Monday is also a possible, Friday is a possibility in the future, Nano, but it's less likely because I'm usually like pretty unavailable on Fridays. But anyway, thank you very much for everybody hanging out, and I hope you all had a good time. I'm gonna hop off the stream and continue to hang around in the Discord, and I will catch you guys elsewhere on the internet. Thanks for coming. Bye.